Hello, hello. We are just about ready to get started. I see Grid is on. What is up, Grid? We'll be starting momentarily. All right, let me pull that down just a tad. And let's throw it on over. What is up? Getting ready to do things. Thought about going to the Nether today, but I don't know. Let's do our little checkup on collecting everything that we need to get. We'll do all that. Harvest all of our crops, our crop-it-is. We'll get all of our crops, and we will then decide what we're doing and see. How was your day today, Grid? Mine was fairly uneventful. Just telling my bosses how to do their jobs. Yeah, meh. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt today. You know, like, the wife asked me how my day was when we were given the girls' bath, and it was just like, same old, same old. The youth don't give me any personal space. They crowd around me. Just, doing, just being ridiculous. They like to kind of peek over your shoulder whenever you're doing anything, like either on the computer or on your phone. They just like to be involved in it, and you have very rarely do get any real personal space. Even if I'm behind a desk, they will somehow find a way behind the desk and be like right next to me in my business. But nothing too out of the ordinary. Really just sending angry emails. Not angry emails. Firm emails. Explaining that the Department of Education has requirements, and if we don't do those, we are out of compliance and we can get in big trouble. So, just reminding my non-education background managers those requirements. But, no. Did the announcement for the superhero game I'm running, so that to me was something I was very excited to do. Get it all set out for everybody. I'm excited. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel super nervous. I feel really laid back about it. Like, because a lot of what I'm going to be doing is going to be based on how players interact anyway. So I don't feel a whole lot of, like, overt pressure. But yeah, I'm pretty laid back about it. I'm not super stressed right now. We've got a little while before we're actually going to be, rolling dice or anything. But I'm feeling pretty good about it. I've got some cool stuff. Some of it's going to be really campy. Some of it is not going to be campy. Some of it's going to be very more mature. I don't want to say dark, because that, like, that is such like a blanket term. It's just more mature heroing. I've been getting very inspired. Name Quincy. Oh. So we had those illagers, the bad villagers, ones that will shoot me and stuff like that. I had some trapped in boats, so you can kind of see one in a banner over there. I had some trapped in boats, and I was using name tags to name them. And I named one Quincy, but I didn't name tag him, so yeah, it was name Quincy. And I think that's his little. I think that's his sign is over here. Yes, here lies Quincy. He did good. Yeah. So I did some AFKing, and turns out other mobs will come after them, and or lightning will strike them or whatever, and they die. So all of my dudes died, and it made me sad. But they are like the pests of Minecraft right now. They just come and get you, especially if you live near a village. They always come after you. It's annoying. But yes, that is where name Quincy came from. Ooh, I did a little bit of bone meal gathering and a little bit of decorating up here off stream. I decided to do just a little bit of like maintenance stuff, and just a little bit of building off camera. But yeah, so I added in some elements from the Nether to here, and I think it looks pretty cool. Like, I don't want to go overboard. I still haven't lit this portal up. I'll do that today. But I wanted just a little bit of stuff coming out. The next block set that I want to incorporate is red nether brick. It's a more vibrant red. So take kind of like this cherry red color and add it to this deep maroon. And it kind of makes it more blood red. Very vibrant, very saturated, but it's the same block textures, just a more vibrant red. And I'm going to add those a little bit in here, and that'll be the final little block set for it. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. You know, kind of looks like the nether exploded out into this area. Let's go check on our villagers over here. We haven't been over here in a little while. Even off camera, I haven't been over here in a little while. But when I make my auto farms, we will need them. In fact, ooh, that's what we should do today. We should get ready for the auto farms. Yes. Okay, see, yeah, we got some good ones in there. Let's get ready for the auto farms, because then we don't have to worry about any of the harvesting nonsense. All right, yeah, that's good. How many carrots do I have in there? Plenty. All right, we are good to go. Let's do a little bit of breeding. Let's see if we can get these guys to breed up while we're here. There we go. I forgot how I did that. Ooh, lag spike. There we go. Love hearts. We're good. Turn that off. Turn that on. There we go. Alright, we got any extras floating around? No? Alright. We'll let those lovebirds have their fun. Yeah, let's get ready to do some farms. Let's get ready anyway, because I want to put them in like globes floating. I think that'll look really cool. So we got to get lots and lots of hoppers made, lots of chests made. Well, chests made and then hoppers made from those chests. So have you given any thought to what character you're gonna play, Grid? I knew you had a few, and you told me some like two of your concepts, but I didn't know if you made any final decisions. Ooh, I have food to eat too? I'm very excited. Mr. Vinny told me his character concept, and I'm very happy with that. A little something different. You know, some stuff that you can definitely tell there were some aspects of the character that were still very familiar to his general play style, which I think will help him kind of slowly work out of his comfort zone a little bit. That's my big goal, is to get people out of their comfort zones a little, especially with their characters. Do something different. It's my big motto, just do something different. Your Mystic Crime Fighter idea, I really liked, because it's very okay. So he has a cape, and I have a caped character that has cape in their name. He was one of the original one of the original heroes in the group, the crime fighting or the superhero group, and his name was the Carbon Cape, because he was a researcher working in like early carbon nanotube work in the 50s, and he created a lightweight material that was like that utilized the hardness properties of carbon. So he made like a bulletproof cape. So kind of like take the idea of Batman, and he didn't really fight with his cape. The cape was just kind of the tech of the suit, but all of his stuff made use of different weapons that were made of carbon fiber and things. So very, very strong, light materials. So, but he was a non-powered crime fighter, and he is the mentor to the Hooded Hound. That whole family deals with like capes and hoods and cowls and cloaks and things like that. So that's kind of like their big shtick. Instead of like the Bat family, they have like they're very regal in their look with all their capes and flowing materials and stuff. So your character reminded me of that a little bit, just from the aesthetic of the cape or cloak. But if you have a Mystic Origin character, that balances really well with Vinny's, because it's something different than his, but it'll be different kind of origin, different kind of character. I think it'll work really, really well. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Rachel plays and Matt's. I think Rachel's gonna make something off the wall, and I just love the potential of something just completely like out of left field. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun to incorporate into the world, especially during character creation and world building. But yeah, you don't have to have a final idea until we start putting pencils to paper. So you're good to procrastinate for now. Ooh, I like that. Silver Shadow. I like that. It's a very, it's a name that kind of like makes you think about what he's gonna look like. And just mentioning that kind of a name just makes you think, okay, what does that look like? You know, is it like Moon Knight where it's very bright, or is it like bright in costume but dark in tone? Is it, you know, like what kind of character is it going to be? But if I don't find out what characters everyone plays until character creation day, that I'm completely fine with that. Because then I can kind of gives me a little bit of something to look forward to, kind of detail wise. That way I don't have to do so much prep for character creation day. I can wait it out a little bit. So my big thing with like asking if people wanted to play at my house was to see, because I want to use like my TV to show like initiative order. That way I don't have to use like a marker board or write it down. Just make things a little bit more visual. Maybe have music very quietly playing in the background to like set up scenes, you know, something just more atmosphere than anything that's going to draw your attention away. So I really want to kind of lay into that, and being at my house will give me a little bit better of an opportunity to set that up, because then I can just do it and I don't have to worry about hurrying up and setting up. Saplings, dropping the saplings. So many saplings. While they are dropping, I'm going to grab my food. Some chips. Some jalapeno chips. Truth. Truth. My basement has just kind of been passable lately, because I'm slowly packing up things so I can rebuild the entertainment center. Dirtbag Dan. Well, hello, Mr. Dirtbag Dan. How are you today? But yeah, my basement has been passable. Oh! Why, thank you, Mr. Dirtbag Dan. I appreciate that. I've never been hosted before. That's really fun. That's cool. I appreciate that. That's pretty awesome. Oh, you know, just living the dream, playing Minecraft, waiting for saplings to fall. Is this Dan from Benton Dan? I love the fact that a lock is up next to you, Mr. Lock. Like, I've always wanted to do something with using locks and stuff like that for like my name, like building like a like almost like a coat of arms, but with actual locks. Yeah, I was like, God, why does that username sound kind of familiar? But yeah, I you know, just teaching and playing Minecraft. That's pretty much what I'm doing. Not much else. But yeah. How are you, sir? How is life treating you? Oh, cool. That's really neat. What have you been streaming? If you don't mind me asking. Ooh, and let me open your thing up, and I will go ahead and give you a follow as well. Yeah, kiddos take time. Oh man, do kiddos take time. There you go. Gave you a follow. Yeah, we actually just gave my kiddos a bath, got them all ready for bed. They were watching some Spirited Away. We've been kind of rolling through the Ghibli stuff. Stream a little bit of everything, a lot of just chatting, some spooky games as well. Cool. I did a series of playing through the Blair Witch game, and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of like jump out and get you kind of scares. Lots of very creepy, just kind of walking through the woods at night scares. Really cool stuff. If you haven't played it, you should give it a try. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. It's kind of like an emotional roller coaster too. Like, oof. You like it'll take you through the ringer a little bit. But it's really good. So timeline wise, I think it's technically set before the first movie. But you don't have to have watched the movies to really understand what's going on. Like, the witch is you just have to know that the Blair Witch is a thing. But other than that, it's really good. Little Nightmares series. I started that. I have it on Stadia. Because I got the second one on Stadia as well. So I played it for a little bit. I think I did one stream of that. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely one that I feel like I can't talk and play because I'm too busy trying to figure out the puzzle. Or I'll just sit there and just like talk my way through the puzzle without. Wow, there are 4 creepers. Why are there 4 creepers? What is happening? But yeah, I played a little bit of Little Nightmares. The game is the puzzle solving is pretty intense. It's a very surprising, like, puzzle platformer. Whoa, look at that. It's a mighty hole. Yeah. Yeah, we can pass that on. That's good. Oh man, I forgot how many chests I have. Ooh. How many? Oh, I don't have very many. hoppers. Let's go ahead and make a few. Let's do it in the safety of the domicile. Yeah. Boom, boom. Man, I'm just burning through this iron. Alright, so we've got... Let's put all of our stuff there. Okay, so that's a pretty good amount of hoppers to start. I think for one level of auto farm, I think it's like 3 stacks of hoppers. Something like that. Alright. Let's grab some food and let's go to the nether. Do I need it? Let's grab some building blocks just in case. I'm playing a lot of chess. Yeah, a lot of people have been playing a lot of chess lately. I think that's really neat. I haven't played chess in years. Man, I want to play, but then I'm also like, I don't know if I need another obsession right now. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like I would get obsessive. Minecraft is already one of those games that I can just sink in hours. Just building, making stuff. Let's let this bad boy up. Yeah. All right. So we are down pretty much. We're kind of we're to the lava floor, so we're kind of towards the bottom. And we did that so we could kind of build our nether hub up. Ooh, I got my shakes from got some shakes from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Delicious. 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 And I got a salad. My attempt at eating healthy, even though it's a giant salad. May not be calorically healthy, but nutrient-wise healthy. You know, because the doctor tells me I'm fat, and, you know, I guess he knows things. I had a couple left. I have one more left from Sarah got me a 6-pack the other night. Some Stella, some Solstice Lager. It's pretty tasty. Very tasty. I probably shouldn't eat at my desk. All right, man. You have a good time. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you later. You sent me a trailer? A trailer for what? What is this trailer to? Oh, but bye, Dan. We'll cross paths eventually again. Oh, okay. I see you shared it with me on Facebook. Okay. What is this trailer of? Or you just want to surprise me? Here's my salad shake. Delicious. Oh, I've seen that. I saw the trailer the other day. It looks really cool. It's a Netflix original. I'm excited. It looks very cool. All right. So let's kind of dig outward. You know, maybe we'll find some what's it called? Netherite? Is that what it's called? Yeah, netherite. Maybe we'll find some just digging. You know, like we do. Alright. Time to do controversial opinions about non-controversial topics. Oh, okay. This is kind of related to what you were just talking about. The blind ninja or blind samurai trope that is used a lot, to me, is just as tired of a story point or plot point as kind of mimicking the what is it, the Seven Samurai plot that is often used in like westerns or like other kung fu movies, or really anything. Like we saw it in The Mandalorian. It's just a very tired kind of story thing. It's, to me, if like, it's not. I feel attacked, so this can. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it's nice if you don't see it for a while. It's like, it's not something that it's not like a plot point that you want to have all the time, every time. You know, like, my lightning. Thanks. Q sends his regards. It's just one of those things where it's nice to see when you haven't seen it 1,000 times. Like, I don't know. It's the same. I feel the same way about like the whole white savior, like plot point of stuff like with Avatar, the James Cameron movie. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels tired. And I don't want to say lazy, because it's a plot point that has merit. It's just a very tired plot point for me. I get tired of seeing that as like the initial plot, or like the big kind of thing that they have to the big hurdle, the big thing that they have to do. Or important mentor figure is also blind samurai. Like, it's like, hitting a cliche on the nose with a bat that says irony. It's just too much. Like, used sparingly, great, fantastic. It's like any other plot point. Like, I'm sure if people pointed out edgier doesn't equal better. True. Edgier is just edgier. Like, it's a tone. Like, if you don't like it, that's fine. Doesn't mean it's better. Certain things can be improved by being edgier than what they normally are. Like, okay. So if you have a very clean-cut kind of character, or clean-cut, like, kind of story, and then they kind of change it up a little bit by adding some edgier elements, that can improve a story, but it doesn't make it because it's edgier. Sometimes it's just that you know, varying it up a little bit is what improves the story, not so much the edginess. It's a tone. It's a tone thing, you know? Some people like it, some people don't. But yeah, it doesn't equal better. It's kind of like when people talk about, oh, but it's noir. Like, just because it's black and white doesn't mean it's noir. For one, it's not a pulp mystery set in the 40s. With also in black and white. Like, that has to have other things besides just being in black and white. Like, Logan in black and white is not a noir story. Noir isn't just visual aesthetic, it's also like a thematic thing. Yes, it can also be, edgier stuff can also make it very cringy. Like, going back and watching things that I would consider edgy when I was younger, like, watching The Crow now is cringy. Like, some of the stuff Brandon Lee says in dialogue is just very cringy. Is it Dick Tracy? Because that movie technically counts as a comic book noir movie. Twitch has been lying. Ever since I switched to Streamlabs, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. Twitch, ever since I switched to Streamlabs, it hasn't been sending out the right notification. I apologize. I'm doing good. Dick Tracy is awesome. I loved that when I was a kid. So much fun. Like, it's ridiculous, but like, that's what I want. Apple, like, so one of the reasons why I like having an Apple Watch is so I can eventually be Dick Tracy someday. Like, if they ever put a camera on it and we can do FaceTime calling on our Apple Watch, oh my gosh, the world will have changed. Angel Heart, okay, yeah. I have. I don't know if I own it. I've played it before, and I want to say I own it. I really want to say I own it, but I don't think I do. I want to own it. But yeah, a lot of those old Nintendo games are hard. The Rocketeer game is hard. Rocketeer is just so good though. But the Rocketeer game is super hard. Like the introductory like flight challenge that you have to play is super tough because it's all timing. Oh, emulators. Man, college. R. Mm. Yes, I understand now. Rocketeer is so good. Mm. Excuse me. Tap send my. I hate when that happens. I do it all the time. No, I want those buckets just in case. All right, let's go back and dig some more. Yeah, Rocketeer is so good. Once I get my entertainment center built and set up the way I want it, I'm gonna have secondary outputs sent over here to my computer, and then I will have a capture card through my computer hooked up through it, so I can start playing some consoles over here and doing some actual retro streaming, which I think is gonna be super, like, oh my god, it's gonna be a blast. The older the system, the more difficult it will be to stream that system. Some of it I may have to Retron. I may have to get like a Retron system to get it to work, because it'll have native HDMI outputs, but it won't be. It's not an. It's not like a system on a chip kind of emulation, so it'll be not quite the same sound-wise, not quite the same visually. Yeah, I'm excited. It's been kind of my plan for this whole streaming and video setup from the get-go. I really just right now I've just been playing games I like, or that just interest me right now, and Minecraft's just a lot of fun because it's a big sandbox. I love just digging and building and just figuring stuff out, how I want to do things. You know, I may make the same farm mechanically for a lot of stuff each world I play, but like aesthetically I'll make it look different, or I'll give myself a challenge of like building it inside of a certain confined space. That's always a lot of fun. Love just this insta-mine sound. It's so good. Ooh, got some blackstone. Alright, let's dig up some of this blackstone. Alright, let's do another round of unpopular or controversial opinions about non-controversial topics, where we have a controversial opinion about something that doesn't really matter, and that really people shouldn't get offended by, because it is something very minor. And I will... Ooh, this one might actually be controversial. We haven't, in the MCU, really seen a Spider-Man story. In the MCU, we have not seen an actual Spider-Man story. And let me kind of expand on that. We have seen a superhero story with Spider-Man in it, but the inciting incident has nothing to do with Spider-Man. It is it has been Tony Stark in both of his movies. Has been the inciting incident for both of his movies. Now, the second one, Far From Home, was a very convoluted, like, let's introduce a character in the background of a movie that came out like 3 years before Far From Home as an off-screen character who got offended that Tony called his stuff, you know, amateur or whatever, got offended about how Tony was talking about his tech. And that incites the incident of him becoming Mysterio. But that is my controversial opinion about hopefully a non-controversial topic. Please share yours. Your controversial opinions about a non-controversial topic. Endgame is just okay. Ooh. That is... That... Oh, man, you had to one-up me. I thought mine was going to actually be controversial. You had to actually step in there and, like, start swinging. Okay, let's digest that. Okay. So Endgame is just okay. I think what makes me agree with you is the fact that even the writers and directors don't agree on how their time travel works, and they broke their time travel rules as soon as they actually time traveled. So, and that is like the entire point of it being a time travel heist, is that they have these rules that they're abiding by. And it was just really messy. And I think what made people feel like it was successful in their implementation is that people talk about it and will defend it because they will extrapolate an opinion, or they'll extrapolate what they think actually happened based on their opinion of what happened in the movie. Yes, I would agree with that. It has amazing, epic, great moments in an okay movie. Like the portal scene. Amazing. Great piece of cinema. And I say that for Martin Scorsese. Great piece of cinema. A fantastic cinematic moment that encapsulates that whole portals moment, or right before the portals moment, where Cap is standing there facing down Thanos on his own. And Thanos and his army, he was ready to brawl on his own. And he didn't. He didn't need to. But, like, that came straight from a panel in the Infinity War saga in the comics, where Cap says, as long as one man is standing, like, something to the effect of, as long as one man is standing ready to fight, you know, you haven't won. Which is such a great thing. It sucks that we never get to hear Cap actually say some of the most truly inspired lines that he has in comic history. The speech that he talks about in Civil War, he doesn't actually give because Sharon Carter gives it at Peggy's eulogy, or Peggy's wake. Like, that is like, we don't get to hear that from Steve, which is it's very sad. But nonetheless, that is such a great scene. Such a great scene. Where Thor feels mighty, where he feels worthy, being overweight, and he puts his hand out and he catches Mjolnir, like, where he feels worthy after that. I think that's a great moment. I still don't like the fact that they made him fat to just make jokes about him being fat. Like, having him gain weight as a sign of depression, I think is genius. I think that is amazing and a great way to represent really mental illness in a way that we've never seen in a superhero movie. But for them to just crack jokes about it, I feel like is really cheap. But yes, I would agree with that. If you set your toilet paper to feed from the back bottom, you're a monster. Oh, like underhand? Yeah, totally. It's overhand or nothing. It's overhand or you are dirtying your paper to reach for the paper. Overhand, it just comes out on top. It's like a ticket. You get your poop ticket and you wipe. That's it. But I have been wanting to get up a day. The thought of just washing my butt every time I poop, it definitely sounds appealing. I've been what are your thoughts on the new DC movie? Agree, over, never under. Like Zack Snyder's Justice League, or the new Suicide Squad trailer, or which one are you talking about? Because I enjoyed Zack Snyder's Justice League. I've seen it twice, and I enjoyed it both times. Justice League. It is by and large a great improvement over the theatrical cut, and it is worth the 4-hour runtime. Now, is a movie that is 4 hours long going to have the best pacing? Nope. Like, there are movies that are 2 hours long that have pacing problems. And this movie has that a little bit. There are little slow spots. There are parts where there's slow-mo added for effect, and it really stretches the runtime out. I think they've done the math, and the slow-mo is like 20% of the movie. That's not, to me, what make it... Are you on 4 now? I knew you were ahead of me. But, like, I wouldn't say it's a bad movie because of that. Like, if you didn't like the movie, you didn't like the movie. That's fine. I don't care. But to say the slow-mo is what... Like, too many slow-motion scenes, that's what makes it a bad movie. Like, oh, I think you're just hating on the movie to hate on the movie. It's okay to not like the movie. Like, that's completely fine. We can all have opinions about movies. Like, I don't care that you don't like it. What I care is that you might not like it because it's got slow-motion scenes. I thought the music was great. No offense to Danny Elfman, but Junkie XL has Holborkin or whatever his name is, Tom Holborkin, Junkie XL. Anyway, way better soundtrack than Danny Elfman cobbled together out of his previous themes, where he didn't have to write anything. Yeah, it was not rushed. It definitely did not have any sort of rushed feeling. It really fleshed out the plot of what they were trying to do in Justice League. Like, it gave more reasons than just Batman says so. Like, it really made it a team decision. Because in the theatrical cut, it's more of just Batman says do this, let's do this. But this, they have like conflict. They have conversations. They're able to actually talk about it. Aquaman comes off more of a pessimist in this version, which I think is good for him if you watched his solo movie, because he gets a little bit more hopeful and optimistic in his solo movie. So if it makes sense for his arc as a character across the DC universe, but he does come off more pessimistic because there's not as many jokes. Just put it where he sits on the the lasso of truth, the magic lasso, and points at the male characters and says, "You're useful, you're useful, you're useful," and then points to the only female character and says, "You're beautiful." Comments on her appearance. That's a very Joss Whedon thing to do, is female character only there. Batman has no place in Justice League. Ooh. Now, are you saying like in the movies or in comics? Because like with comic book movies, there's a difference. Cause, you know, no no movie has really done the comics like 100%, and it doesn't need to. There's no need for it to be 100% superpower beings versus Batman. Yeah, I mean, in the movies, it makes it a little bit more. It makes it kind of notable and obvious that he is kind of playing in a different. He's playing in a different league than what he should be. But like in the comics, it's different because he frequently goes toe to toe with superpower beings, but also, you know, takes down just average dudes who are trying to steal stuff. So he goes back and forth. He runs the gamut on that for sure. In the movies, it makes it a little bit more obvious that there is a big disparity in terms of quote unquote power. But there is something to be said about subtlety, and Batman allows for some subtlety to be brought to the table. Like, could Flash, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman fought against, you know, a threat coming to Earth? Yeah, totally. They wouldn't have been as coordinated. Batman coordinated them together. Batman also helped them. He was kind of the gel between them. He wasn't a leader. He was just kind of was the adhesive that kept them together to work a plan out. And allowed them to be a little bit more subtle in how they're getting into certain environments and scenes. You know, not just running in or jumping in or bounding in. You know, they fly in as one unit. So there's a little bit more cohesiveness with Batman. But you can kind of tell that it's hard to represent Batman in the movies when it really comes down to him just... Yes, he does fight against, like, especially in this movie, he does fight against the parademons, like, hand-to-hand, but he also takes over their firearms and uses them against them. He has his own explosives and firearms that he uses against them. So it's all stuff that enhances him. But, I mean, there's a lot of characters who are really just... Their whole shtick is about being enhanced. Like even Captain America. Captain America is an enhanced human. He is human. In the comics, he's just peak human, which makes him look superhuman. Like peak human, like the strongest a human body can be, the fastest a human body can be, the fastest a human can heal. You know, that kind of stuff. Like it's peak human physicality. But because he has great fighting skills and a shield that bounces off a lot of things, and he's smart enough to understand the physics behind it and be able to read where it's going, like that makes him seem a little bit more formidable when he's fighting alongside the god of thunder and lightning. So, like, some of it kind of goes back and forth between, like, how they're represented in movies versus how they are, like, in their comic book form. But I do want to watch it again. I bought the soundtrack, and I've been listening to the soundtrack because it's awesome. The soundtrack to the Zack Snyder cut is so good. Hopefully Suicide Squad hopefully it's a little bit more... There wasn't as much cohesion in the first one, so hopefully there's more cohesion in this one. I'm not a big fan of James Gunn, just because I don't want to encourage behavior that encourages pedophilia, and he definitely has things that he encourages those kind of jokes. I don't think that kind of stuff is funny. And he kind of, like, his movies play on a lot of that kind of, like, booger fart humor. And that's just not what I like. I mean, his actual comic origins kind of say he is peak human. He appears to be more than, but he's supposed to be peak human. Like, he's supposed to be peak human without, but he's peak human all the time. So he doesn't get tired. And it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, kind of. It's just, I don't know. There was a character in Marvel Comics who, this was around the first Civil War in comics, a character called MVP, who essentially, he was a kid, like 17 years old or something, who had a similar physical prowess as Captain America, but without the super soldier serum. His dad, I guess, created a special diet and exercise regimen that pretty much made this kid ridiculous. So he was pretty much like, they were doing like physical tests, physical training tests and stuff, and so this kid was getting the same kind of numbers Cap was getting as just a base human. And so there was a big rumors like maybe he would have been the next Captain America, because this was when Cap died. This is true. Don't call me out like that. I don't appreciate that. But the thing is that if that kid didn't keep up with that exercise regimen or diet, he would degrade and wouldn't be as super. Cap is just like that all the time. His body ages, not as... Yes, I know. We point each other... Yeah, it's one of those things where it seems like he is more than just because he can do things way out of the realm of what, like, we feel like everyday people can do. But, I mean, like, think of the difference between even something as simple as Usain Bolt running the 100-meter dash. If I went and run the 100-meter dash, it's going to look like Usain Bolt is superhuman in comparison to me because of how fast he is. There's a lot of stuff that people do that looks superhuman to the average person because they have trained their bodies so much. Like when I watch people do parkour, to me, that is superhuman compared to me. But that is like one, that's a certain part of the measurement ahead of me. And then like for comic book characters, they're just a certain part of the measurement ahead of them. And he's more endurance than the best LPNC system. Yeah, like that's kind of the point. Like he is pretty much the peak in every aspect. Like if you were playing an RPG, all of your things would be filled up. Strength, endurance, intelligence, everything would be filled up, and wouldn't go down. So for someone who looks 20, he will be the strongest, fastest 20-year-old ever that doesn't have like added superpowers on it. And he does get tired. It's just his endurance does have a limit, but it seems to be endless. Like he can just run miles at like what we would consider a fast pace, but to him that may be a like jog because he can run faster. So it's all based on like the perspective of how you look at it. But yeah, we are going to call it there for today's stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Yes, that's fair. thank you guys for hanging out with me. We had a lot of people in chat today. That's exciting. Oh, I appreciate that. I respect a lot of opinions, and especially as it's one of those things where these are opinions about things that are in imagination. It has nothing to do with anything else. But thank you guys for watching. You can check me out at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at Mr. Retro, MMRRETRO. That's 2 M's, 2 R's, ETRO. If you were watching this on YouTube, thank you for sticking around all the way to the end. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. But I will check you guys later. Bye-bye.